The defense in the double murder trial for disgraced attorney Alex Murdaugh has called its first witness of the day, Murdaugh's oldest son, Buster. The defense spent some time asking Buster questions about guns kept on the property, the family background, places he's lived, family phone conversations. ABC News contributor, host at Law and Crime Network, and former homicide public defender Brian Buckmeyer joins me now for more on this. Brian, early on in the questioning, they were talking about baby showers and birthday parties and places Buster and Paul used to live. But then there was suddenly this big focus on the phone conversations and calls between family members. Why so much detail on that?
Yeah, so Diane, a lot of the prosecution's case is based on the number of phone calls, when they're made, where they're made, the distance in which people travel when these phone calls are made. And for them, they're kind of painting this nefarious picture of, well, he's checking in on people to kind of tie into his elaborate plan of killing his son and his wife. The defense gets to color that in a completely different way of saying, this is how we communicated. We would often drive and call each other as we're driving from point A to point B to check in on each other, to tell each other where we're going, to this and that. And so it has a more benign flavor or kind of vibe to why these phone calls are made.
Buster also spent some time talking about where guns were kept on the property. What do you make of what he said?
So the guns that were used in the commission of these murders have not been found. And part of the seed the defense has planted early on is maybe when these misplaced guns were used by someone other than Alex Murdaugh to kill. We heard that these guns are often kept in a number of locations, that Paul had sometimes misplaced his weapons, that even Buster himself had kept them loaded, even with a safety on, and ready to go. And so understanding how these guns move around could help build the defense's narrative that someone took one of these weapons and used it to murder Maggie and Paul Murdaugh.
So we also heard Buster say that the family knew that Alex had an addiction to opioids. How big of a role will that play in this case?
I think it's going to be somewhat of a role. I wouldn't say a very large one, but I think it takes a little bit of the wind out of the prosecution's sails, so to speak, to say that when the family found out about this opioid addiction, that tempers flared and everyone got angry and things got bigger than they were. And here you have Buster saying, yeah, we found out about it. We confronted him. He went and tried to go get help. He also then tried to do some self-help himself, and it seemed to be a much milder reaction. So maybe the argument will be there that he didn't explode as other people found out, and it led to murder.
Buster also, and this struck me as a big moment, described his dad's demeanor as being distraught after the murders. This is something that's been in debate throughout the course of this case. So how impactful do you think that is, to hear a son talking about how his own father was reacting to the death of his mother and brother?
I think I'd actually step it up one more, Diane. It's not just his son, it's his eldest son. It's the person who probably knows this man as a father better than anyone else. And the argument being, if he is distraught, then he could not have planned this murder. And his father's emotions, the way he reacts to anger, pain, anything of that nature, it would be his eldest son or his wife, and his wife is not able to testify, but his eldest son who can best describe how this man is feeling in those moments. And I think that's powerful for the defense.
All right, Brian Buckmeyer, we appreciate the analysis as always. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.